2014, I did a lot of reading about what was happening in the world of occupational health and safety as it was then. And I was quite surprised to see of the increase in penalties and custodial sentences, along with the harmonisation of safety regulations in the country. I therefore decided that we should be putting on what was occupational health and safety qualifications. And in those days we had the certificate for the diploma, and we also had an advanced diploma. Now, with the progression of time and the evolution of the training package, we know that OHS moved to work health and safety. And at the moment, as a company, we offer both the certificate for and the diploma. I was wondering, who should do a diploma?
Generally, the diploma is aimed at people who are developing policies and procedures within an organisation that relate to their work health and safety obligations. Whereas the Cert 4 is more aimed at someone that's working with an organisation where those tools and resources are already made for them.
Okay. Now, we know there are entry requirements for the diploma. And I was curious about what are those entry requirements, and further, why do they exist? Because they were never there in the occupational health and safety levels.
Yeah, so the entry requirements for the diploma are to do the core units of the Cert 4 qualification. Basically, the diploma builds on the information that you get in the Cert 4. It's all about the legislative obligations, the Act and regulations, and the diploma then builds on that. It goes further in depth in those same areas.
All right, so it provides that underpinning knowledge to understand the diploma.
That's right, and it's basically a requirement for them from the training package developers and all of the stakeholders that have developed those training packages that say that's a requirement. So it builds on the next level, and it's taking that information up to the next stage.
Now, we obviously offer two different ways of doing this.
Yep.
You can do the qualification self-paced,
Yep.
or you can do the qualification with the 5-day blended delivery we offer, and then of course there's work after that. Who should do which delivery?
If you're working full-time in a WHS role, the self-paced option may be a benefit to you, but we find even if people have been working in those roles, that they get the benefit of having a trainer in front of them for 5 days to guide them in the areas. So that rather, generally people will tend to put in a lot more work or a lot less work than is required to complete the qualification. Coming in and spending that week with the trainer, you get that guidance as you're working through it, and it helps you to get the right evidence that we need to sign you off.
So if I was to attend the 5 days, I mean, what would I actually be doing in those 5 days?
We generally get people to select a case study organisation that they can work on, and they build most of the components of a work health safety management system for that target organisation.
I see. So when they finish the 5 days, what is generally speaking left for them to do to complete the qualification?
Yep, it's very challenging to get through the whole qualification in the week, and generally no one will do it. Normally they'll have a few gaps here and there in some of those activities that we work through on the practical side, and they also have their knowledge question and theory aspect of it to complete.
Now, we're often asked on the telephone by people who make inquiries, how long will it take me to do the diploma by self-paced learning? Now, I know that's a bit like, how long is a piece of string? Yep. But if you had to take a stab at the average Joe and how long they would take to finish this, what would your guess be?
If you're putting a reasonable amount of time in it to be able to complete it, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to complete it in around about 6 months.
Okay, so that would mean doing some work each day after their normal working day.
Absolutely.
All right, and I would add there that I know that some people do it quicker and some people will take longer to do that. It depends on their background, I guess, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and the amount of time that they put into it on any given day, you've got to keep moving forward to get it completed.
And I guess the last question on this is, how difficult is the diploma to do? I mean, does somebody need to have undertaken some university studies, or can almost anybody with an average high school education do the thing?
We get quite a variety of people that come and do the course. Generally, everybody that's been in the workforce for for the last 10 years has got an understanding of how work health and safety applies in their own organisation. It's not a requirement for anyone to have done university studies to complete it. We do get quite a lot of people from industrial and commercial environments. They've just got that work experience background, but it definitely benefits them if they do have some understanding of that work health and safety aspects related to their organisation and have recently completed their Cert 4 core units.
Neil, thank you very much.
Pleasure, Harold.